everybody. Welcome to the Middle Georgia Spotlight. I'm Ron Wildman over here on the Mercer University campus. A few weeks ago, we had Ed Grismore, who was with the Macon Telegraph for many years, coming in to talk about his re-entry into the news business with the brand new Macon Melody newspaper. Well, another news lifer, Lawrence Mink, longtime friend of the community, is back in the news business.
Here I am.
Lawrence, you've been in Macon a long time. Most of these reporters that come, they go. But we have a certain few that stick around in Macon and make it a lifelong mission like you have.
Well, I've been here 45 years. Coming up in October will be 45 years. I landed in Macon because of my late wife, Renee, who was a school teacher and a counselor.
You met her at Georgia.
I met her at Georgia in summer school. My dad said, "Why don't you go to summer school? What is she going to do this summer?" I said, "Well, maybe I'll go to summer school and graduate on time."
And you got a wife.
I got a wife. So I thank my dad all the time when he was living that he helped me meet Renee.
So you've been here all this time. Now, you had to have a job when you came to Macon. What was it?
Originally, I went to Channel 41. I think it was WCWB originally, now it's WMGT. Then I moved over to Channel 13, and I was there for 9 years. I did the early morning show and the midday show. Let me talk about the morning show for a moment. So people say, "What time did you get up?" I got up at 2 o'clock in the morning. I used to think 4 o'clock was late. That's crazy. But I got up at 2 o'clock, got to work at 3 o'clock, produced the news. This is before computers. This is all typewriters. We had a copy machine, and you had to, you pull those copies apart. That is almost like prehistoric times. But I did that for 9 years, and I enjoyed it. Originally, I got into radio. I worked at the University of Georgia radio station. And before that, I worked in West Georgia. We actually put the radio station on the air. I was one of 3 or 4 guys who put it on. Then I went to Georgia, majored in journalism. And then I came to, of course, I worked in Royston, Georgia on the radio, which was the home of Ty Cobb. You're a big baseball fan.
Yeah.
And I also worked in Tacoma. Then I came to Macon and worked in TV.
Well, you were here at WMAZ, and then from WMAZ, where did you go?
Well, I have sort of an interesting career, as I say. I worked for Mayor Lee Robinson as his executive assistant, basically a public relations director. Then I went on to work for 3 school superintendents. And also, somewhere sandwiched in between there, I worked for the county commission chairwoman of the DeKalb County Commission. If you know about Atlanta, DeKalb County is the 2nd largest county. And you think Macon is busy, you got to go to DeKalb County. It is.
Well, and again, I'm getting around to is that these news jobs lead to other behind-the-scenes positions most times.
Right, exactly.
And you have a chance to, well, my switch over was with Mayor Ellis. I worked with him and then with Mayor Rickert for like a total of 9 years. And you have a chance to really leave a mark.
Oh, yeah.
And this goes on. I know I can name several people in our community who have stayed and have contributed to it. What did you like best about the news business?
I liked it because it's active. It never stops. Something always going on. Maybe somebody making an announcement. Maybe there's a house burning down, or maybe it's just part of the community. People rely on communications, and I've seen it in the last several years. Of course, you go to computers, internet, and all that. So it's really advanced in a quick way. Before I didn't want to forget about my teaching career. I was also a teacher at Hutchings Career Center. So we had a little TV station there. I taught in the school system for 14 years. But I like news because it's what's happening. But with the newspaper business, it gives you more time to kind of reflect on what you're writing. And I do the Monroe County Reporter, and I've got a couple stacks of papers.
I don't even have to ask any questions. Lawrence is running with this thing. Tell me about the Monroe Reporter.
Well, about a year ago, Will Davis, the publisher, came to me and said, "If you ever get tired of sitting around the house," which I don't, but I said, "If you're talking about getting back in the news," I said, "Well, maybe." So I started writing for the Monroe County Reporter on a part-time basis. I really enjoy it. Monroe County is, of course, right next to Bibb County. There's sort of a vacuum now as far as printed material in Macon in the news media. So Monroe County decided to put together a Macon edition inside of the Monroe County edition. And quick history about the paper: it was formed in 1972. Pretty much sort of a rural county newspaper, but it's gotten bigger and better. In the spring of, I think, 2022, they went to the Macon edition, and they have about 6 full-time employees there. They have 5,000 copies are made each week, 3,000 subscribers, the rest sold off news racks. What's the amazing thing is they finish the whole paper up on Tuesday. Then they set it up a satellite up in the cloud, comes down in Gainesville. They print it, put it on a truck, and they truck it down to Monroe County. So early Wednesday morning, they're delivering papers and getting ready to go out. That's the news business today, which is pretty neat.
If they could just get that satellite to deliver it to everybody's doorstep, they'd have it made. The Macon Reporter, what area are you covering right now?
Well, let's see. Last week I covered this. My friends and family will laugh. I'm sort of an ice creamaholic. I covered. They have a pastors' meeting at a Dairy Queen in Forsyth every Wednesday morning. So I covered that. Believe it or not, I didn't have any ice cream, but they had good breakfast. These men get together on Wednesday and they have a sort of a fellowship, a Christian Bible reading, and then on Friday they have a women's fellowship. I guess fellowship or a meeting on Friday. So I covered that. I've also covered the new Springdale School opening up in North Macon for a sizable $40 million school.
Prior to that, this great picture of the Macon fire chief is in the paper. That's a good shot. We need to send that to him.
Yeah, I think he's got a few copies. It's amazing. I use
Shane Edwards.
Yeah, I use my cell phone.
Yeah.
And the cell phone, you just take it and forward it to the quality is as good as most cameras.
What type of things do you like to cover for this Macon edition, kind of?
Well, today, as we're taping, I've covered Mayor Lester Miller was speaking at the South Bibb County Deputies Precinct.
That's Sheriff Davis.
Yeah, right. Sheriff Davis was there on Houston Road, and the mayor did a laundry list of things he's doing and going to be doing. So that was interesting. Big crowd was out there. He's done a good job in the city of Macon and Bibb County. We got to cover good events like that.
I know it's a week away. What will your lead be, you think?
Major road construction on the way.
On the way?
On the way. Well, provided the voters vote for the splits.
Oh, there's always an if.
Yeah, well, but I don't think it's going to be a problem because Macon's one of the challenges, I think, of some of the roads need resurfacing or repaving or potholes covered up.
Either one of those 1% taxes or our property tax goes up.
Right. I'll vote for the
1%. Yeah. Right. While you were in college, I know this is a fact, you decided you were going to go to Europe. A kid.
Wow. Yeah, I did. Well, after my freshman year at West Georgia, my friend was actually a Canadian citizen, and his parents were British. I said, why don't we go to Europe? He said, let's do it. So after my freshman year, we hopped on a Pan Am 747, flew to London. His aunt and uncle lived in London. So we stayed there. Then we went across the channel before they had the channel, which goes under the bay. So then we took one of those ferries across, landed in the Netherlands. We had a Eurail pass. Yeah, we had a Eurail pass. So you can hop on the trains all over Europe. So we went to England, went to the Netherlands, went to Germany, went to Italy, Austria, Yugoslavia, which is back when they were under a communist dictatorship. I'll tell you about that one. Went to Scotland, went to Greece. I went to these islands off Greece called Corfu.
Was that in the days when you had to stop at every border and be checked?
Oh, yeah.
You don't do that now.
No.
They're wanting to bring it back, though.
Right. Well, you whip, show it. Anyway, I remember we hitchhiked, too. We did a lot of hitchhiking, which used to be fairly safe in Europe.
You wouldn't do that today, would you?
I'm not too sure I did today, but we went up to we were on the Alps, went to Switzerland, and we got a ride with this Italian couple driving a sports car. So we're driving through the Alps in the back of a sports car with our backpack. So, we're talking 50 years ago now.
They don't have any guardrails over there either, do they?
Not many. No. Switzerland was incredible. Went to the Matterhorn. So what else did we do? It was quite a trip. Anyway, that was.
Well, you got back home and got back into school again.
Right.
And tell us about Brene, your meeting with Brene.
Well, Brene and I met as I used to say, we met at the library, which back in those days was really a discotheque, as they call it. So Brene was from Macon, and she was a wonderful woman. She was teaching in Everett County when I met her, up in Northeast Georgia. So eventually we moved to Macon, and she taught at the old Morgan Elementary School.
It's now Veterans.
Veterans, right? Beautiful building out there. So one of her students was a guy named Lester Miller.
Lester Miller.
Lester Miller, and she came home. She says, "There's a student named Lester Miller. He's a little different from the other kids. He's just energetic."
He's still a little different.
He's a little different. He's energetic. So anyway, that was one of her prize pupils, as they say.
And she spotted that way back then.
She did. She was a good spotter of talent. How I ended up with her, I have no idea, but thank goodness I did. So then she moved on to be a counselor at Springdale Elementary, and eventually over at Howard Middle when they opened the school up. And we have 2 adult sons, both attorneys, and we have 4 grandchildren with 1 on the way.
Is that how you got into the education business, through her, or how?
It did. Well, she always had.
You were at Channel 41 and then Channel 13.
Right. And she said, I'm off holidays, weekends, and nights. I said, ooh, that sounds like a pretty good career to me. So, because teaching is a challenge. It's rewarding, but also very challenging sometimes. So then I've worked for Dr. Madison as his public relations director, community affairs director. That's how I got into the school system.
And then Dr. Buinger.
Dr. Buinger, in fact, I just talked to him a couple of weeks ago.
How's he doing?
He's doing great. He's retired. But Dr. B, as they call him, he lives out near Dallas, the metro area of Dallas, Texas. So I remember the funny story, I think I've told you before, there's a guy named Craig Griffin and I, he's now a fireman here in Macon. He was our camera guy.
Craig's doing real well on that fire department.
He is.
He's an officer.
Yeah. So we're sitting, it was hot summer, Macon has hot summers. We're sitting in the TV studio down on Mulberry Street, and we both fell asleep. Dr. Buinger was
taping the program. And you were in charge of taping the program.
Just like we're doing right now. So, it's hot outside, air conditioning going, and we've heard, I love Dr. Buinger, but you heard the spiel once or twice. You go, look, I've heard it. Anyway, he says, well, it looks like the 2 guys have fallen asleep on me. So,
time to quit.
Yeah. It's never good when your boss tells you announces to the world that you've fallen asleep, but he was a funny guy.
Your work in the school system, you were with communications and such, but then you got into academics and helping young people find jobs in the city.
Right, exactly. I was the work-based learning coordinator at Hutchings, and what kids would do, they could work half a day, go to school half a day, or whatever, they sign out, and I'd go check on them, things like that. So it's similar to what they have now, but they have youth apprenticeship. They have youth apprenticeship, work-based learning. And what we discovered amongst a lot of business people they need employees, but they need trained employees who show up, go to work, behave, and are interested in their job. So that's what we try to teach them, some job skills.
Like dress right, look right, attitude.
Exactly, yeah.
That's the biggest thing I understand they look for these days.
Right. Well, I used to tell my students, I said, listen, going to school is not like going to work. It should be, but it's not. So, if you're late 5 minutes, 10 minutes at school, you go, oh, okay, I'm sorry. You go to work late 5, 10 minutes, more than once, twice, or 3 times, you probably need to go find another job.
Even if you're a good employee, usually, show up for the job when you're supposed to show up, and that's 90% of it, believe me.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Now, after with the school system, where did you go?
What did I do? I think I retired.
Oh, yeah.
But actually, I do some substitute teaching, and I did some adjunct teaching at Georgia College. I have a master's in public administration, and so I did some teaching at Georgia College.
Well, your media skills led you into the mayor's office.
Right.
And I kind of was in that situation. I ran Channel 14 over there for Mayor Ellis, and you do everything else too. You learn to answer the phone when you work for a mayor, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's ringing. These mayors, they are busy people.
Oh, yeah.
And they don't have a lot of people under them.
Right.
So they call usually Lawrence or me, guys like us, to get things done. And 2 things I remember that are in the ground in particular, flagpoles. How do you feel about having these beautiful, large flagpoles with the American flag blowing in the wind under them?
Well, my first flagpole was at Channel 13. I looked out there one day and I said, we don't have a flagpole at Channel 13. So I talked to Don McGirt, who was the manager. He said, well, we just don't have one. I said, what if I raise the money?
They always say it's not in the budget, Lawrence.
That's right. I said, what if I raise the money? He says, good luck. I said, okay, I'll raise the money. So, but the people at 13 were really generous. They said, yeah, we need a flagpole. And of course, Don says, great, we'll provide the lighting. We'll do all we need to do to get it set properly. So I remember Roy Rowland, the congressman at the time, came down and helped us with the dedication. What was really crazy was pouring down rain that day. It was supposed to pour down rain. So I called Macon Tin and Awning, just cold call them. I said, can y'all help us out with a tent? I said, sure, we do it. Came out, put up a tent awning, and it was, and Phil McGoldrick provided the monument. If you ever go to Channel 13, you'll see a little monument out there, basically talking about, dedicated to our employees at Channel 13. So that I got to taste the flagpole heights there, but I wasn't finished. When I went in the mayor's office, I went to Central City Park. I said, there's no flagpole out here. So I talked to Mayor Lee Robinson. He said, yeah, do it.
It's not in the budget, Lawrence.
That's not the budget, but well, I'm like, and the government said, well, we'll find the money somewhere. So they found the money. So we had a little ceremony down there, and the mayor was there, and some council members were there. So, but anyway, that's what we did.
You're big on monuments and flagpoles.
Well, they don't go away.
How about that monument over there on Cherry Street?
Well, I'm a former president of Temple of Beth Israel, which is a Reformed Jewish congregation in Macon. And I said, this is a beautiful building, but nobody knows what it is except the people who in Macon, maybe. So I was only online one day looking around, and this gentleman in Florida provides monuments to Jewish places of interest, whether it's maybe somebody, Anyway, so I call him up, says, we'll do it. I say, how much? Nothing, it's free. So if you ever go to Cherry Street, you'll see this beautiful monument. It talks about the history of Temple of Beth Israel. And it's there hopefully forever.
It's like one of those heavyweight historical markers Georgia puts out there, a beautiful monument. Yep. Getting back to asking people to donate things. Right. If you ever need anything, quick, call Lawrence. He's good at raising funds, money, gifts, anything at all like that. And like you did with the flagpoles. A lot of that was donated.
Yeah, it was. Well, it helps to have a good cause. And if you ask people in a nice way, please help us out just a little bit, and they go, okay, whatever. So that's the way I do it. I mean, it's important.
What's a big difficulty of working with the city? I mean, I work there, right. And not everything goes smoothly, right? Because the public feels like they own you in a way.
Yeah.
How did you deal with stuff like that?
Well, as they say, local government's where the rubber meets the road.
It sure is.
I mean, you call a congressman or a senator, you may talk to some assistant. Hey, you call City Hall, you're going to talk to somebody who probably is talking to the mayor the last 5 minutes. So, but my impression, the people in the city and the county really are good people. They really want to help out. You just got to ask them. You got to find the right person. The city, I think, has a thing called Click Fix. Now you can go on. There's some problem, or maybe a dog has got out, or the road needs paving. You can go on the computer and hit Click Fix, which is that's pretty neat.
Listening to the news on the national level, and this came up, and it kind of shocked me. When you hold a news conference, you want to make news. At least we thought.
Right.
You as a reporter want to make news, and me as a subject want to make news. But it's not the way anymore. They don't want to make news because there's always a positive and a negative with each story.
Sure.
The presidential candidate, the Democrat, Ms. Harris, is working under the theory is don't make news, don't ruffle the waters, and it works. That's a difficult situation for a reporter to deal with, not just with her. I don't want you to pick politics, but I want to use that as an example. What's going on out there these days?
I remember when I first got into politics, I had a council member say, what's your agenda? I said, what do you mean? Everybody's got an agenda. I said, really? Now I know what he meant. Everybody has an agenda, whether you're, in politics or business, whatever. I mean, everybody has a certain way they want to do things, get things done. Politics has gotten interesting in the last few years. But if you look back in history, 100 years, they're different. It's similar in some ways. People say, this has never been done before. Believe me, it's been done before. It's just, you didn't hear about it. But
you need to read about those years back with the founding fathers and Thomas Jefferson and John Adams and George Washington. He was above all that.
Oh, yeah.
He got out pretty good. But after that, it's been downhill.
But we're still here. That's amazing that we're still here. And we've made some big changes in this country, but we're still here.
What about these reporters getting in the business these days? I remember driving 60 miles to get a mug shot of somebody.
Yeah.
Bringing it back to show it on the air. You probably did it a few times.
I think I did.
But now with the computers, you can sit behind a desk and put together maybe 50, 60% of a newscast.
Oh, yeah.
With pictures and film and everything.
It's pretty amazing what you can do. My youngest son was going to major in journalism in Georgia, and he was the editor of the Central High School paper, did a great job. And he went to Georgia, was going to do that. And he said, you know what? I think I'll be a lawyer instead. I said,
I was smart.
Yeah, smart.
Very smart. We didn't make that move, did we?
Right, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You know, people in the TV business have horrible hours.
Right, and diets.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've had thousands of convenience store meals
Right.
over the years
Right.
in every town in middle Georgia, plus 10. But the hours, there's no easy hours. If you have the morning shift, you got to be up, like you said, at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock. And then in the evening, you got to work till almost midnight after that 11 o'clock news. And that's what prompts a lot of young people to get out of the business.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And probably us too, eventually.
Yeah, I mean, I either got up early in the morning or I work till midnight on many shifts. And in a way, it's night. You get up in the morning, it's quiet. You get off at night, it's quiet. I never forgot, I was driving to work. This is back in the early 80s. Driving down Bible Avenue, and I saw this blue light. I said, what is that? I said, I'm not speeding. So the police officer says, I'm just saying why you're out at 3 in the morning. I said, I'm going to work at Channel 13. Okay, all right, well, y'all be careful. It's okay. So it was good news I didn't get a ticket. It was good news he's out there looking around. So I guess he figured, what's this guy doing at 3 in the morning driving down Bible Avenue? There was nobody out. So anyway.
What was your first brush with the news business? Weren't you like a little guy doing a newspaper?
Yeah. Well, there's a couple of stories that really stand out. I was at WRFC. That was one of my stations I worked at. At the time, it was the flagship station of the Georgia Bulldogs. Anyway, it was on the scanner. Back when they used the scanner, there was a wreck on campus. Turns out there were 3 co-eds who had gone through a green light, but there was a fire truck coming down the hill behind the bookstore. It was middle of winter. It's cold. They had the heater on. The radio was on. Anyway, they got hit. Anyway, one girl lost her life. Another one was critically injured. As it turns out, the fire truck was going to a kitchen stove fire, whatever. They didn't know, So that was like, well, I'm not sure I want to do this.
You covered that?
I covered that for the radio. And then the second thing was up at Toccoa. Remember back in the late 70s, the Toccoa Falls disaster. They had a dam that burst. And that was the first time that the state really said, maybe we need to look at some of these there's an earthen dam on the campus of Toccoa Falls, which is a Bible college. 40 people or so got killed. And I had been on that campus the week before, and I saw the dam. It was just like, well, this is the dam. And then when I turned on the radio that morning or TV, and they had this CBS bulletin, Toccoa Falls. Oh my God, I worked there. So that was the second big story. Of course, one of the biggest stories we covered was the flood of '94.
Oh yeah,
that would go down in infamy, I guess. That was quite an event. I mean, the whole city had no water.
Well, I remember your late wife Renee telling me about little Lawrence Mink. Right. You telling me about a newspaper he put out. How old were you then?
Well, I was maybe 10 or 11. I had a manual typewriter, and I loved looking at newspapers, and I just put together my own little newspaper, not knowing when I'll be writing for a newspaper. So that's how I got, I guess, the bug. And I watch news all the time. So I still watch news all the time. Well,
you've been away from newspapers all these years. What brought you back to the write for the Monroe paper?
Well, it's sort of a mission in a way. I said, I look around. I said, where's the local news in our newspaper? I know there's other papers out there, and they do the best they can. But this paper was sort of intriguing because it was at one time a small rural newspaper, but it's gotten bigger, and it's because a lot of Monroe County now is the home of the Public Safety Training Center. It's got anyway. So I just decided to give it a shot and see what happens, and it's been interesting.
Well, they call it you work for the Monroe Reporter, but then you've got this Macon Reporter.
Right.
Well, what's the purpose? Is this like an insert, or how does it work?
Well, what they do in Macon, they put the Macon Reporter on top, and then Monroe County goes underneath. Of course, in Monroe County, they put the Monroe County paper on top.
That's marketing, isn't it?
Well, it makes sense. I mean, if you sell Macon papers, you got to put the Macon. But I mentioned the Springdale School opening up. That's big news, and you got and I think some more papers over there. I did a story about the airport, which is amazing that what they're going to do at the airport.
Yeah.
Airport.
But I think the biggest one that affects us the most is the Bass Road Bridge.
Right. I had no idea what they were going to do. Another thing about being in news, you learn stuff before a lot of people learn about it. You go, oh, okay. If you've been out that way, which you got Bass Road going from Zebulon all the way up to I-75, well, there's a little bridge there. It's built in 1938.
Over the railroad.
Over the railroad. If you've been that way, they've got pipes everywhere. They're doing water, gas, electricity, having to redo a bunch of pipes and all that. Then they're going to demolish that bridge. They're going to blow it up. That'll be interesting. Then they're going to rebuild it. It's not that long, but it's going to take, they say 6 months.
Well, how do I get there from here?
Well, you're going to go around the block.
Those are huge detours because a railroad track's involved all the way down, and they only have so many one crossing. The nearest one south is Wesleyan Crossing.
Right, exactly.
And the nearest one north is up there on the Monroe County line.
Yeah,
so you got several miles each way you got to go just to get on the other side of that railroad.
It's going to be challenging. It really is going to be challenging. But I talked to County Commissioner Mallory Jones. He mentioned that bridge is not safe. It's not going to fall down. But he said it's built in 1938. Needs to be replaced. And I didn't realize this. All the bridges in the state actually belong to the state. The state has to maintain these bridges. It's not the county, it's state. So they have a list of what needs to be fixed. I didn't know that, but now I learned that.
But this detour is going to create problems because I know a lot of folks have children, they take the Ace Academy that come from that direction way out there. Yeah. And that detour is all on 2-lane highway streets. Right. And it's going to create a big backup, I really feel. And that's why, of all the stories you've done, I think that one has more effect on each of us individually than probably any of the others.
And the traffic count's probably in the thousands every day. You think of all the people going.
Oh, yeah.
It's huge, huge.
I can see the backup now.
Oh, please. Right.
You also get involved with your neighborhood association.
Right. I'm the president of the Bassett Riverly Neighborhood Association. We have 120 homes. What's funny, it's not funny, but what's unusual, half the subdivisions in Monroe County, half was in Bibb County. It was built in the mid-1970s. It was pretty rural out there at one time. But I've been there almost 25 years. That's it's beautiful out there. Bibb County is very fortunate. That's some beautiful parts of Bibb County. Most of it, not all, but it's I feel fortunate to live out there.
You represent folks,
right?
Their needs. You know, he knows who to call.
Right. And as I mentioned, Commissioner Mallory Jones has been a lot of help. He's been a lot of help. We've got all the roads paved in there. We've got just different things need to be done.
Well, you got that stoplight at Providence that was very much needed, and a bunch of other improvements. Mallory Jones he's termed out. I think he has to leave the council or the commission.
Right.
So he's been a great public servant, and when you know a great public servant, you know who to call.
That's right. There you go.
Yeah. Well, Lawrence, we're about out of time. If you had it to do all over again, would you do it all over again?
Sure. Yeah. Sometimes they go, I'm going to do that. And they go, I can't complain. It's been interesting. I love Macon. I've been here, like I said, almost 20. I've been here since 1979. It grows on you. I grew up in Atlanta, so the traffic, I can't handle the traffic anymore. I'm getting too old to handle the traffic. I go up, look around, visit family, come on back home. So, but yeah, Macon's home.
Well, good luck with your job with the Macon Reporter and the Monroe County Reporter.
Well, thank you.
And we'll be looking forward to your article this coming week about Mayor Miller.
Right. Down
in South Bibb with Sheriff Davis.
He was down there. It was a busy time. It was good.
Well, we appreciate all you've done for the community.
Well, it's something to go. Ron, I appreciate your help. Ron, this guy's done a wonderful job for Macon Bibb County. He really has.
You're talking about you?
No, you.
Oh, thank you for joining us. I'm Ron Wildman over here at WMUB TV on the Mercer campus.